What is up, guys? Today we're going to be doing another video of NoFace Academy, where we get to discuss very important topics when it comes to the music industry and being an artist in general. And today I would like to go over one of my favorite topics, actually, is how to gain a fan base, a real fan base, and a fan base that's actually going to support you throughout your journey, support you on your musical journey, and help you achieve the great success that you are trying to achieve with all the hard work that you put in every day in the studio. Now, one of the biggest things that I would like to tackle before we actually dive in to the how is understanding the difference between a real fan base and simply numbers. So now, living in this social media and kind of a digital world that we live in, when we look at social media and we look at Spotify numbers, and we automatically assume somebody who's getting millions and millions of streams is automatically successful and has a massive fan base. So this is something that we really need to tackle right now. We need to have a very clear understanding of the difference between having a solid fan base or simply having millions of streams on Spotify, due to the fact that a lot of these tracks become very successful because of the playlists that they're put in. And a lot of the times the people that are listening to these songs, they're generating numbers, but they're not really paying attention to the artist, or they're not truly aware of the artist who is on the particular playlist or the song that's being played. Of course, if you have a hit record, it gets recognized and people Shazam it, check it out and stuff like that and see who it is. But it's very difficult to tell nowadays from a lot of artists that are gaining large numbers, and it's very difficult to tell how truly successful they are. And that's where we're kind of trying to tackle the subject of a true fan base. Now, the true fan base is the one where if you have a like a show, it doesn't matter what level you are doing the show, you're packing the club. I'll give you a perfect example. There's hundreds and hundreds of promoters that could tell you the same story. They book a DJ who's showing phenomenal growth on Spotify, killing it on all aspects as numbers, growth, and all of that kind of stuff. And they do a 300-person venue and 5 people show up. That is a perfect example of a complete failed, basically misconception, actually, of the difference between having fans and simply having numbers. So now that we kind of understand that it's very difficult to kind of predict that, we're going to dive into some things that you guys can start doing today to actually not be trapped in this digital form and only rely on your Spotify numbers or your YouTube numbers or whatnot, and getting all these songs playlisted, which is very important, but that is by far not the most important thing when it comes to generating a true fan base. Now, we're going to dive into 3 topics today when it comes to generating real fans that are going to be helping you guys grow as an artist. So number 1, which is absolutely the most important thing and the simplest thing that we could do, is fan engagement. Now, a lot of people look at their own social media and they say, oh, I only have 500 people on their Instagram account or 1,000 people on their Facebook account and stuff like that. You will be shocked to find out that those 500 people are actually a lot more important to your career than thousands and thousands of listeners that you generate on your Spotify account, because these are the true direct fans that you have that are following your social media and know exactly who you are. So you need to focus on fan engagement. Give back to your own community. Make the fans understand that you appreciate their support, and do giveaways, do fun stuff for them, like the stuff that we do for NoFace Records, like all the knowledge that we spread. You know what I mean? Give back to your community, and that's probably one of the most important things. Now, number 2 that we're going to dive into is consistency. Once you start this fan engagement and interactions and everything that you're doing with your music, it's insanely important to stay consistent with your music. Number 1, you have to be constantly releasing, and the fan engagement. Don't come in sometimes and say, oh, thank you so much, blah blah, and then disappear. You have to stay consistent with your fans. Stay consistent with your fans. Stay consistent with your music. Stay consistent with your brand. Stay consistent with your path. And go from 500 to 1,000 to 2,000. Look at those numbers. Those direct fans that you have right underneath your nose, technically, are by far the most important fans that are going to be taking you to the top. Now, the third and final topic I would like to discuss is, nowadays there are so many musicians, there are so many different brands, there are so many different groups, there are so many different bands in general, that you need to create a story. You need to let your fans appreciate the journey that you are basically showcasing to the world, essentially. That is the most important thing for your brand. You have to create a story. That story could be your music journey. You have to showcase everything that you do. You have to make it fun and exciting for your fans to follow and come back and see the development. Fans actually love to see their artist go from bedroom producer to basically, essentially, to the top of the world. So you have to understand that they actually love seeing that success. They love following that success. So make it interesting for them. Show them some love, and they will show you the love back. Real fans, guys. The most important and powerful thing for musicians and brands is having real fans. Focus on that.
Feel the